citizen need to be about keeping these commandments.
This is not what I expected out of them. The true Bible, the book about following.
Right. The Most High has given us guidance on what we need to do.
It's Officer Eli.
It's Officer Nahshon.
Officer Ezekiel.
Have I not taught you any better? What are you doing here?
Sorry, Mom.
So we made a fake profile as a 15-year-old boy. As you know, his name is Jackson. She accepted the profile actually, and then we've been talking for 2 days by now. We're gonna text her the address and see if she'll come and meet this guy, you know.
She will not meet him. I know.
Pause it. The reason why the girl went after it is because she wanted those likes. Mm-hmm. She felt like she felt like she didn't have any value. Her ego is being stroked. Mm-hmm. So this guy called her and did a fake profile. Oh, you look good. Your butt look like this. Mm-hmm. This, that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That kind of stuff there. That's what's happening here. Go ahead, play on.
And see if she'll come and meet this guy, you know.
She will not meet him. I know that.
Be there in 10 minutes, walking over now. So I'm gonna send David, the actor, down there again to open the door for her and see if she actually comes.
She's waiting for the boy.
That's what I want to know. This could have gone a lot worse. Have I not taught you any better? What are you doing here?
Sorry, Mom.
What are you sorry about?
I'm sorry.
Sorry for what? You don't need this.
Now pause it. She said, have I not taught you better? The part that most people miss is that she said, why haven't I? He said, haven't I taught you better? Well, how come it's not haven't we taught you better? How come your father and I did you? Because the father 9 times out of 10, or I should say 99 out of 100, the man is not there. So the mother's got to raise a child by herself and trying to protect her child from these kinds of people here. But her esteem is low. She doesn't really, she's not getting that kind of nurture like we was reading in the other article. So now she's going to look for anybody to tell her that she looked nice, this and that and the other, because the perverts have found that out by looking at her profile. And she shows up into this house. She had no idea. The mama was dressed like Jason from Friday the 13th. And that scared the living SH out of her. Scared the hell out of her. And what people don't realize is that these places really do exist. We're about to show y'all something. We're about to go into the damn abyss. We're about to show y'all something. This is where they end up going. Damn. Okay? This is where they end up going. So I play that video so that people can see that this is for real. The mother had to show up because there was 2 dudes in the house. They could have just tore her up. They could have easily grabbed her, roped her up, and taken her somewhere and raped the hell out of her, tied her to a radiator like that case that I told you all about last week. They could have did that to her for real. And that would have been her.
Somewhere.
Yeah, anywhere. They could have easily did any of that stuff to her. Because the predators are out there looking for it. Like when we was playing Dateline NBC with Chris Hansen. You had like 4 dudes coming up to take an underage girl. They were coming out of the damn sewer. That's how many perverts they are. They did 4 of them was trying to get to one girl. They had to like scramble around and cause we need to lock all of them up. But they still got to convict the one that's there. It's crazy with the sting thing they were going. But that's how many sick perverts out here. All on social media. All in your schools. All at the parades. All in the mall. You go to the mall, they're in the parking lot waiting. Walking in the stores trying to give you some kind of conversation to find out your weaknesses.
Sizing you
up.
Where your mind is.
Exactly. Finding out where your resistance is. All of this stuff is going on right now. So with all of that being true, why not what I'm about to show y'all be real? Because these are real cases. This thing here that I'm about to play hit me. I call it Satan's Den. Because this is where they're going to end up. Let's play that video. Hit it.
There, bitch. Are you comfortable right now?
Stop. I hate these pauses because I'm trying to bridge my subject.
Yes, sir.
I was talking about the reality of the girl going to the house, and then Jason pops out of the closet, and there could be a whole gang of people taking this girl to take her to Neverland and rape and do all kind of stuff to her. This is a reality of that these places do exist. This is a real case that really happened.
This is where she was about to be.
This is where she could have been. This is where she was about to be. Back it up again. Warning: this video contains content that some may find disturbing.
There, bitch. Are you comfortable right now? I doubt it. Wrists and ankles chained, gagged, probably blindfolded. You are disoriented and scared too, I would imagine.
Like Bishop said, this thing is going on. It's going on, and be mindful of our children. We got to be mindful of our children. Watch them on what they doing. The social media, it ain't nothing but a trap. That's all it is. The social media ain't nothing but a trap, and it's been designed from that. It wasn't designed for pleasure. It wasn't designed for you to keep up with nobody. It was designed to watch you.
Right. And then just like we was speaking about earlier, putting our daughters on there. Ooh, look how cute she is. You know, they put the little daughters on there at very young age, dancing and looking all cute and stuff, you know. But then here it is, they watching them grow right up, okay? And then the whole time they've been watching them, like I said, like we saw earlier, follow them through school, preschool, elementary school.
You advertising.
They're advertising, right. You know, look how cute such and such is. And then next thing you know.
So again, let me set it up again. This is the result of when you got these perverts that's watching, and then your daughter shows up, or the son. Like I said in the movie Sound of Freedom, they had men also, little boys, that was being taken to be done just like this.
Right.
You know,
took it a step further, Bishop. Boy, you took it a step further.
Yeah, they're doing it to the boys too. They're doing it to the boys
this
as
thing
well.
Is sick.
Yeah, it's sick like that. And so these are where some of these girls could end up, because you have a whole variety of deviants. Some are sexual deviants, some are cross-dressing deviants, some are into sadomasochist, murder, all types of stuff. They got all different kinds of deviances that's out here. And it's all associated with children. Okay, go ahead.
There, bitch. Are you comfortable right now? I doubt it. Wrists and ankles chained, gagged, probably blindfolded. You are disoriented and scared too, I would imagine. Perfectly normal under the circumstances. For a little while, at least, you need to get your shit together and listen to the tape. It is very relevant to your situation. I'm going to tell you.
Wait a minute. He's telling, so that's a tape that's being played for the next victim. So whenever they get victims, let's just use the girl that went to the house and the mom popped out. What if it was not mama and it was two guys that work for this kind of thing here? $150 billion. You got plenty of these kinds of places that exist.
Right.
They grab her and tie her up in there because she went to go see Kenny or whatever his name is. Kenny is getting ready to chop her behind up. Now she's in this place here. And then they're playing the tape for her. And they said the whole point is for you to just don't even try to resist. Don't give up. Nothing. Just go on with it, because you're not leaving here. So that's the beginning of that scripture, but the end thereof are the ways of death. You thought that you was going to have a good time with Kenny, and then the next thing you know, you're tied up in a basement somewhere.
You're taking your organs out.
Taking your organs out. All of that stuff is going on. You're being sex trafficked by multiple men. You know what? You know, last week I played parts from that video called Hot Girls Wanted. Remember I was talking about that? And one of the girls got up one morning because I guess she's supposed to do a shoot, and she looked down at her vagina area, and she had a cyst on her vagina that was damn near the size of a golf ball, and she had to go to the doctor to get it drained. And because it was clogged up. Why? Because she'd been having sex with so many men. That's in the documentary. That's what they tell you. She had so many. This could go like 21, but like 18, 19. That's the age of these girls. Okay? And that's going on with her. So I mentioned that because of, give me the book of Judges. I was looking at, I said, you know what, I have not read this in a while. Judges 19. I just want to just bring out how bad things could be when these girls get caught up in these sex rings. Because the pimp that's over them, they don't give a damn. The pimp he's going to just haul their behind out. Even when you go to jail. What did that man say? I'm going to sell that boy that behind for zuzus and wham-whams. I'm going to sell you all around I don't care how much time they go inside your behind. You're going to make me some money. Or they do the girls the same way in these sex rings. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Read verse 1 to 3 and then jump down.
Yes, sir. Judges chapter 19, verse 1. And it came to pass in those days when there was no king in Israel that there was a certain Levite sojourning on the side of Mount Ephraim who took to him a concubine out of Bethlehem, Judah. And
so he had a concubine. Go ahead.
And his concubine played the whore against him.
So his concubine, or let's upgrade it. And his daughter played the whore. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
And went away from him unto her father's house to Bethlehem, Judah. And was there 4 whole months.
And the reason why I'm saying daughter, because that's the parents. The parents is trying to keep up with their child. And the child wants to run off and do something. Mm-hmm. So in this case, this was this man's concubine. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Read on.
And her husband arose and went after her to speak friendly unto her.
Trying to win her back. Trying to get her to come back home. Go ahead.
And to bring her again, having his servant with him and a couple of asses. And she brought him unto her father into her father's house. And when the father of the damsel saw him, he rejoiced to meet him. And his father-in-law, the damsel's father, retained him, and he abode with him 3 days. So they did eat and drink and lodge there. And it came to pass on
I'm sorry. Read it again. Start it again.
Yes, sir. Verse 1. And it came to pass in those days when there was no king in Israel that there was a certain Levite sojourning on the side of Mount Ephraim who took to him a concubine out of Bethlehem, Judah.
Okay.
And his concubine played the whore against him and went away from him unto her father's house.
So she went back to her father's house instead of being with her husband. Although she's a concubine, but she's still supposed to be with her husband. Read.
Bethlehem, Judah, where was there 4 whole months.
She was there for 4 whole months away from her husband. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
And her husband arose and went after her to speak friendly unto her.
Trying to get her to come back home. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
And to bring her again, having his servant with him and a couple of asses.
So she went back home to her father's house. Go ahead. So he's coming there to try to get her back. Go ahead.
And she brought him into her father's house. And when the father of the damsel saw him, he rejoiced to meet him. And his father-in-law, the damsel's father, retained him. And he abode with him 3 days. So they did eat and drink and lodge there. And it came to pass on the 4th day.
What verse are you in?
That was the end of verse 4.
Okay, read on.
And it came to pass on the 4th day, when they arose early in the morning, that he arose up to depart. And the damsel's father and said unto his son-in-law, comfort thine heart with a morsel of bread, and afterward go your way.
Yeah, stay the night. Don't go Go ahead, read on.
And they sat down and did eat and drink, both of them together. For the damsel's father had said unto the man, be content, I pray thee, and tarry all night, and let thine heart be merry.
Go ahead.
And when the man rose up to depart, his father-in-law urged him. Therefore he lodged there again.
So at some point, he wanted to leave. You feel? So they keep him going. Now jump down to where it said the house was surrounded. Let me find out what verse that is.
Verse 22.
Yes, start there.
Verse 22.
Right, read.
Now, as they were making their hearts merry, behold, the men of the city.
So this is after many tries of him trying to leave. So go ahead. So read verse 22 again.
Now, as they were making
Benjamin wild as hell. Go ahead.
Now, as they were making their hearts merry, behold, the men of the city, certain sons of Belial,
go ahead,
beset the house round about and beat at the
Almost
door.
Remind you of Sodom and Gomorrah, how they surrounded Lot's house. Go ahead.
Right. And beat at the door, and spake to the master of the house, the old man, saying, bring forth the man that came into thine house, that we may know him.
That we may know him. Damn, Benjamin was on some
others.
Go ahead.
And the man, the master of the house, went out unto them.
This is the girl's father. Go ahead. The master of the house. Go ahead.
And said unto them, nay, my brethren, nay, I pray you, do not so
That's letting
wicked.
you know that these was Israelites. Okay, my brethren. Go ahead. He said, don't do so wickedly. Don't mess with the man. Leave the man alone. Go ahead.
Seeing that this man is come into mine house, do not this folly. Behold, here is my daughter, a maiden, and his concubine.
Here's my daughter, a virgin. Go ahead.
Then them I will bring out now.
Read that again. What verse are you in?
Verse 24.
Read
Behold, here is my daughter, a maiden.
Go ahead.
And his concubine.
And his concubine. Go ahead.
Them I will bring out now, and humble ye them, and do with them what seemeth good unto you.
Because he did not want the man raped. Go ahead.
But unto this man,
Whoa. Go ahead.
but unto this man do not so vile a thing.
Don't do this nastiness with this man. Go ahead. So I'm going to give you virgin. I'm going to give you a virgin, and I'm going to give you this concubine. Go ahead.
But
Listen
the
now.
men would not hearken to him. So the man took his concubine.
So the men would not, they left the man alone, and they did not want the daughter. Meaning they did not want, what did it say?
The daughter and the concubine.
Right. They did not want the young daughter, the virgin. They didn't want her, the maiden, which was his, I guess would be her sister. Go ahead. Read on.
So the man took his concubine and brought her forth unto them, and they knew her.
So they took the concubine. They took the woman that left for 4 months. They grabbed her. Listen.
And abused her all the night until the morning.
They banged her all night until the morning. All of the men banged her to the morning. Go ahead.
And when the day began to spring, they let her go.
They let her go. Go ahead.
Then came the woman in the dawning of the day, and fell down at the door of the man's house where her Lord was, till it was light. And her Lord rose up in the morning, and opened the doors of the house, and went out to go his way. And behold, the woman his concubine was fallen down at the door of the house, and her hands were upon the threshold.
Meaning I was going to tell you about her. Keep reading.
And he said unto her, Up, and let us be going.
He said, get up, let us go. Go ahead. But she's on the ground, collapsed. Go ahead.
But none answered.
She was dead. That's the point. They raped her to death. She was dead. So all of them men, why am I reading this? Because that's the same thing that's going on in these porno things here. That's the reason why the woman's thing above her vagina was damn big as a damn golf ball, because that's unnatural. She ain't supposed to be doing that. And that's why this woman died from having all these men up in her. And that's exactly what's going on with your daughters.
Right. Yeah.
In these daggone sex rings and all of that.
So, Bishop,
Okay.
in that video you played, she was able to go to the hospital and get taken care of.
Right.
But when you in these places, these sinister places and all that, they not taking you nowhere. They just going to keep using you up and use you up until you end up like this sister, dead.
Yeah, that was the point. That's why I wanted that read. That's some crazy history there.
Yeah.
But let's get back to where I was at. Let's get back to the video. So, looking for love in all the wrong places, and this you end up finding your ways of death. Go ahead.
There, bitch. Are you comfortable right now? I doubt it. Wrists and ankles chained, gagged, probably blindfolded. You are disoriented and scared too.
So
I
he's
would
not. Wait a
imagine.
minute. That's a tape playing. He's not even in the room. He said you're probably blindfolded, which means they have a whole system and a whole pattern on how this thing works. He's not even. He said I'm just going to use my tape to deal with all of them when they come in. So this is an ongoing thing, just like the predator that went to that school. He went to many schools.
This cat got an orientation right
He got
there on the damn
on the
tape.
damn tape.
Yeah.
Gonna acclimate you to your death, basically.
So as you wake up, this tape start playing.
The tape start playing.
Like
that's Saw.
Get Out. Get Out.
Yeah, Get Out and Saw.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
So they put these in their movies because they
Because
know
it's really going
real.
down.
Mhm.
Art reflects life. Go ahead.
Perfectly normal under the circumstances. For a little while, at least, you need to get your shit together and listen to this tape. It is very relevant to your situation. I'm going to tell you in detail why you have been kidnapped, what's going to happen to you, and how long you'll be here. I don't know the details of your capture because this tape is being created July 23rd,
Pause it real quick.
1993.
Pause it real quick. The details of your capture was the first
Right.
video Bishop started with.
Right.
That's the details right there.
Right. Meaning, just like you said, there's other people involved and they got their own specific job. Like I was saying earlier, you got people that's their only job is to search out those social media profiles. They don't have no connection to this, but they have such a network that they all get paid.
Economy.
An economy. That's what that man said in that video that we played a few weeks ago.
Right.
There's an economy. It has its own workings. They don't even have to come outside of their network to fortify every part of their operation.
Yeah, so you actually have people that they just go get the girls or the boys.
Right. That's his job.
They don't, and once they deliver it, they
get their money.
Here's
They gone.
your money, and you go out. You go get a van. Go to Walmart. Go to this one and give me some more. And that's their job. He said you deal with searching the websites and the internet, such and such. Look for those women with self-esteem issues. Blah blah blah. Let's work on them. We got another type that's probably good at drawing out plans on how to do it. That's their job. Then you got this guy that's in the basement waiting on you.
Right. Find what schools are getting ready to open up and
All
what's
that.
going on. Yeah. You know. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Is a general advisory tape for future female captives. The information I'm going to give you is based on my experience dealing with captives over a period of several years. If, at a future date, there are any major changes in our procedures, the tape will be upgraded.
Damn.
Now, you are obviously here against your will. Totally helpless. Don't know where you're at. Don't know what's going to happen to you. You're very scared or very pissed off. I'm sure that you already tried to get your wrists and ankles loose. No, you can't. Now you're just waiting to see what's going to happen next. You probably think you're going to be raped.
Could you imagine?
Right.
Could you imagine being tied up and you hearing this, and then you realize, damn, I was duped from the very beginning. Because at that point, you can see how you ended up there. You can see that when I first got online, I showed this and I showed that. You start thinking about how the way you ended up getting here. Just like the guy, when he got caught in the room, he wanted to attack the man with the pen. He's looking at it and said, damn, I did this, and they done figured it all out. And now here I am getting ready to go down. Same deal here. But you ain't getting up and attacking nobody because your butt is tied up.
And do y'all realize we watching a cassette tape? Cassette tape now. This ain't no DVD,
No.
CD.
Damn, Cap.
This goes back.
This goes back. This 70s and all that. And this was a real case. You can look it up.
It's been going down.
Yeah, it's been going down.
So he said when the time.
What they call it, the toy box killer. That's where this comes from. His name is, his information is out there when you look him up. This is also equivalent to another group of sadistic people called the toolbox. No, this was the toy box killer. Then they got these guys called the toolbox killers. When they use pliers and be pulling different parts of your body off while you're screaming, and they got a tape recorder recording it. So they can play it back and enjoy the thrill of remembering when they did it. Like we was talking about earlier, how they go to, like I told you, I was getting ready to go into the abyss. They want remembrance of the crimes that they do, and that's a release for them. So they actually record them torturing people, and play it back using pliers and different kinds of hangers and stuff. Bittaker and Norris, those were the guys that was part of what was known as the toolbox killers. They actually had tools, and they ride around in the van abducting women and torturing them, pulling nipples off with pliers and all that while they're screaming. And they got the tape recorder recording it. And this stuff came out in court. So, like I said, the abyss. I told y'all, brothers, don't let me go too far. We're gonna go past 8, just a little bit. We ain't gonna go too far.
It's reality.
I gotta bring it. Like I said, I can't do no part 5. We gotta get this done.
Sir.
We gotta finish this out.
And the thing is, the things are worse now than they were even back then.
Right.
You know, we living in perilous times.
Somebody posted, the brothers was on point Somebody posted, this reminds me of a movie with Nicolas Cage. I think it was called 8mm. You are 100% correct. That is the movie. And they had this thing, what they call snuff films and all that. I know what he's talking about. I saw it a long time ago. He's right about that. These kinds of places exist. That's the point. So he's right on that. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut
No,
you
you
off.
good. We can play on.
Okay, play on.
Right about that. Our primary interest is in what you've got between your legs. You'll be raped thoroughly and repeatedly in every hole you got.
Stop. You will be
Because-
raped repeatedly and thoroughly in every hole you got. That's what we just read out of Judges. Go ahead.
Because, basically, you've been snatched and brought here for us to train and use as a sex slave. Sound kind of far out? I suppose it is to the
Used as a
uninitiated.
sex slave. When I talk about big money, do people make the connection like the Epstein, what's his name, Jeffrey Epstein? All that was high, like I said, it's different levels of it.
Right.
High class hoes. I mean, not the women, the people that went there.
Right.
The women ain't worth nothing. The women came from basically like a trailer park or something. They ain't care nothing about the women.
No.
The Epstein, Filthy Rich, something like that. It's out there on one of these Netflix or something. You can actually check that out. And the woman that worked with him, Ghislaine Maxwell, I think, she worked with them.
Yep.
She was the housewoman, the madam that helped bring the girls in.
Assisting him.
They're bringing all of this out. Then when they caught his behind, he didn't get a chance to get a pen and go after nobody. They had some secret, super deep cover operation to have his behind killed while he was on a watch inside a prison. How the hell that gonna go down?
Right.
And nobody knows what happened. No surveillance tapes, no nothing. So that's letting you know where $150 billion go.
They said
They got way up there in government.
So they want to get him before he talked or something.
That's exactly what they did. They shut his lips.
Yeah.
Because he was going to talk. You know he was going to talk.
Right.
He was going to talk. They said, no, he ain't going to say nothing. You ain't going to mess up our operation.
So you seen how rich he was. That means it was somebody above him.
Somebody big time above him. They said, no, you ain't going to talk. Boom. He ended up going, and that's the end of that.
Right.
And the operation continues. Go ahead.
But we do it all the time. It's going to take a lot of adjustment on your part.
Listen to the
and you're not
psychological
gonna like it.
torture.
Yeah.
It's going to take a lot of adjustment on your part to accept your new role as a sex slave. This was somebody's daughter, maybe a couple of years ago. Now she's being told that it's going to take a lot of adjustment on your part. You got to get with the program because you're not getting out of it. Go ahead.
A fucking bit. But
You're not gonna
I
like
don't
it at
give a
all.
Big rat's ass about that. It's not like you're gonna have any choice about the matter. You've been taken by force, and you're going to be kept and used by force. What all this amounts to is that you're gonna be kept naked and chained up like an animal to be used.
I don't want people to forget what we're bringing out. Social media leads to this. Your profile on social media ends up with these kinds of situations. There's a way that you think is okay. You think it's harmful.
Right.
I mean, it's not
Innocent.
harmful or innocent, and you'll end up in the ways of death, like what we're looking at here.
Right. Right.
Go ahead.
And abused.
You're gonna be used and
anytime we
abused
want to.
anytime we want to.
Any way that we want to. And you might as well start getting used to it because you're going to be kept here and used until such time as we get tired of fucking around with you.
Meaning
And
kill
we
you.
will. Eventually.
Go ahead.
In a month or two, maybe 3. It's no
Pause
big
it.
deal.
Pause it. Pause
Yep.
it. Pause it. He said in a month or 2, maybe 3.
Maybe.
You realize that sounds the same thing as what we heard in that other
Right.
flick, in that Hot Girls Wanted,
Right.
where the guy said that he said that the average time period is about 2 to 3 months. He
Yeah.
said at the very best it's a year.
Yeah. Right.
So there's your connections there.
Damn.
Go ahead.
My lady friend and I have been keeping sex slaves for years.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
We both have kinky hang-ups involving rape, dungeon games, etc.
Back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up. What did he say? We all have fantasies of what? Listen to this part here because it's going to go to my next video. Like I said, we're going into the depths. Okay, go ahead.
2, maybe 3. It's no big deal. My lady friend and I have been keeping sex slaves for years. We both have kinky
Pause it real
hang-up.
quick. I'm sorry. Did he say my lady friend?
Yes,
Yes,
lady
his
friend.
wife, his woman. That's why I said Ghislaine. Ghislaine Maxwell. You can die by calling these names out now. You understand? Because there's big money behind all that thing. But yeah, that's what it is.
He said they got kinky hang-ups.
He said they got kinky hang-ups. Now we're gonna talk about the kinky hang-ups coming up. That's where a lot of you unsuspected girls with you boys on these phones connecting. You don't know who the hell's on the other side of them phones.
Right.
People with kinky hang-ups and all that. Some serious sexual deviance is out there.
Right.
Watching everything you do. Just like the one that showed up at the school. Go ahead.
And I'm just glad you said boys too, because you think you just hearing a man, but it's like you said, it's women behind this too.
Exactly.
There's some crazy, wicked, kinky women behind this too.
And it can be some men that get caught up be in that chair strapped up too.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's exactly it. That's what I'm saying, officer. Yeah, you're right.
You know we're coming down the line.
I know.
Go. The damn deviance is coming out.
coming.
I tell you, man, we might have to go on the ground after this.
Oh boy.
I don't know, man. I'll have to take a break. Because this right here is going to, people follow me while I'm... Go ahead, man. Play that thing, man.
Bring it on out.
Like I said, play for me.
Rape, dungeon games, etc.
Dungeon games?
We found that it is extremely convenient to keep 1 or 2 female captives available constantly to satisfy our particular needs. We are very selective when we snatch a girl to use for these purposes.
Stop.
Because
Hold it. He said they're very particular about what to look for.
Yes.
That's what they're doing on your pro.
Right.
This guy that's talking, he ain't the one doing it. That's set up for that group that monitors social media.
Very
For an example.
selective.
They're very selective. They're looking at all of them profiles and all those pictures, and they said this one got that kind of trait. This one got that kind, and they got all kinds.
It's
Some
like
of them they make them
advertising.
dress up in school uniforms, dress up like this, dress up. They got them. They got all kind of different fantasies that they do.
It's like they advertising.
They advertise it. Yo, it's crazy. But they got levels of demons out here. And our dumb children not realizing where their nosiness is going to lead them into.